Actually, yeah. Let me get some of that.
Yeah, go ahead, Phil.
Today's the first time that I'm sober. And once you start realizing that they were lying to you, you'll fuck my fucking. Every video that you've seen since it started blowing up, I was high. The scariest part about these drugs, I take Adderall. That's what I mean when I get high. Adderall, because I'm prescribed it. It's medicine. Technically nothing illegal. You think they're watching me? Hey, I told
Marijuana?
God damn. You're the reason that people do drugs and stay in school. So don't do drugs and stay in school. Stay in vegetables, eat your school. I don't give a shit. Just don't bother me with it. When you're a kid, you don't realize how many people are actually doing drugs. Kid me thought that the only people that were doing drugs were the crackheads that I saw running around. You know those commercials where the girl sinks into the couch and becomes one with the cushions? I thought that was gonna happen. You go to Dare and you're like, yo, the drug addicts are the small minority of adults and they're gonna wake up in a train track somewhere. Once you become an adult, you realize that everybody's getting high. Even Trump. Trump is up every night at 4 a.m. How? Most functioning adults do drugs pretty much all the time. And he goes and sits on his golden toilet and tweets out laws high as fucking Adderall. Not just the crackheads, everybody's getting high. I'm high almost every time I make videos. Just most people don't want to admit it, or most people don't even know. You see this nice looking family over here? Susan is washing down her Xanax at night with 3 glasses of red wine, while Preston is washing down 3 cups of coffee and Percocet left over from his knee surgery. I think when you get to around like 15, 16, you start realizing that, oh wait, actually what they said in Dare, that was all kind of bullshit. You know how many idiots there are running around blacking out every weekend just because alcohol is legal and they don't know it's a drug? Drugs aren't that bad for you. Weed's not even addictive. I can smoke weed. It's legal, bro. You can just smoke all the time. Do you really trust the government to judge your drugs for you?
Marijuana?
We shouldn't be teaching kids that drugs are gonna kill you. It's gonna melt your brain, turn your brain to mush, because it's not. All those statistics about how 1 in 3 people who take acid become gay, we should just tell kids the truth instead of lying to them and saying everyone who smokes is gonna get cancer and die. Maybe not, because then they're gonna start doing drugs when they're like 12, but instead of using fear tactics and lying and saying that you're gonna overdose, it's gonna turn your brain to mush, why lie? You know how mad I was when I got older and I found out all that was bullshit? I've been doing drugs since I was 14. I started smoking weed in 8th grade, and I'm fine. I mean, I don't know, maybe I would have been smarter, but when you slowly start realizing that the schools were lying to you and that your teachers, your parents, all that was bullshit, drugs aren't that scary anymore. That's the worst part, because now there's nothing left to fear. On almost every video since my channel started blowing up, I'm at Adderall. Editing, recording, writing off of Adderall. Today's the first time that I'm sober. And my excuse is that I'm prescribed for ADHD. I thought the doctors were just like scaring moms into buying little Timmy some meth pills. Even though I'm prescribed Adderall, I don't like to call it a medicine though, because it's a drug. Street drugs are getting high, but pills from Big Pharma, those are considered medication and medicine. But meth is just something that drug addicts use and scratch their face with. The main difference between Adderall and meth is that one's from a girl in a lab coat at Walgreens, and the other one is from your cousin who knows a guy who knows a guy. And that guy's stuff is way better. Plus it's 40 bucks. And hers, a script of Vyvanse is $340.
Big Pharma is scamming you, stay woke.
It's not addictive. You can't overdose. Weed is perfect. I was one of those guys. I just don't want to surround myself with that anymore, because stoners will know how many people are your friends and how many people you just hang out with because your mutual friend is marijuana. It's medicine. There's medical marijuana. It's gonna be fine. And then by the time you get to college, yeah, I'm trying to cut back. Yeah, I shouldn't smoke as much as I do. My health was fine. That's what I was lied to about. I mean, I'm being a hypocrite. I smoke weed all the time. I need to quit weed, man. But my life was going nowhere. You think it's not addictive, and so you're like, oh, it's not addictive. I guess I'll just smoke from morning to night. I became okay with just sitting around and doing nothing. It just makes you happy. A feeling that you can get without taking drugs. Ideally, you'd be so in control that you would always be like that. You would never need to get high. It sucks, because you see a lot of wasted potential with these people. One of my best friends is like such a smart guy. He's an engineering major, very, very talented. He has so much potential. I love getting high. But as I got older, I realized that getting high is just kind of like a cheat code. The worst part about getting high, the worst part about being a stoner, but this dude is like, he's just gone, is that whether or not it relaxes you, it chills you out, weed just makes you into kind of a pussy. He smokes so much weed. Every time I call him, he's like, hi, bro. What happens with weed is that it just makes you okay with being bored. And every time I ask him, like, why do you smoke weed so much? He's like, what else would I be doing? It makes any lame situation when you're sitting around alone doing nothing, it livens it up. Like jerking off 4 times in a row, playing Fortnite for 6 hours, or watching shitty movies where Seth Rogen laughs loud. You know how entertaining that becomes when you're high? You could be doing so much more with your time. It's just wasted potential. Like Phil's stoner ass, I had to chase him and now my phone's cracked. Fucking bum ass Phil. I need to fire you, you stupid. Do you have like a brother or a hot sister? Is your mom single? If you're in a sober mind state, that's not comedy. There's nothing to... Fuck you. I'm not here to shame drug users either because I've been addicted to weed before. I mean, I smoke weed, but you know, I don't do it every day. I've been that guy. I kind of still am that guy. Almost every day. You just become so stuck in your head. You go through thought loops and thought loops. You start thinking about the thing and thinking about the thing that thought about the thing that happened, the time that what happened if they think of me, what am I gonna do? And then that's just what happens when you smoke weed all the time. You start losing grip with reality because you're so deep inside your head instead of present where you should be. Because whether or not you like to admit it, I mean, yeah, it's not addictive, you're not gonna overdose, but when you smoke weed, you're not all there. Every stoner will say that, oh, it makes me more creative, it helps me do homework, I can smoke and do it, and that's just a lie. People find any excuse to keep on smoking, and I would know because I've said that before. I said that when I was editing last night. It helps me work, it just helps me get through the day. Nah, man, I just like getting high. And instead of editing, I just ended up watching like 3 Netflix shows and jerking off 2 more times. When you're getting high all the time, you're not really getting high, are you? This video's obviously gonna get demonetized because we don't want to tell kids that you can do drugs responsibly when you really can. And I like to talk a lot about the side effects. I take Adderall almost every day because I have ADHD. I'm on Adderall right now, but I'm prescribed it. It's a medicine. So technically it's not considered a drug. The random depression episodes, insomnia, loss of appetite, but it's not a made up disease so the government can sell you more drugs. This is a real thing. It changed my life. And I'm crying right now because you would never expect it. I'm healthy. You know, I'm in pretty good shape, right? I look decent. Nah, it's just really cold. It's so fucking cold, Phil. Why do we come here on this day? I feel like I get high every time I do it. Every time I take this, fucking Phil over here is a stoner. Would you ever expect that? Look at his nerd fucking face. I feel like I'm on top of the world. I feel like I'm the shit. I hope you get evicted, you know that? I feel like I can kick Phil in the fucking nuts if I want to. It should be like, hey, my life is great today. Let's smoke some weed to celebrate. It needs to be the cherry on the top of all that. It needs to be the thing that you appreciate at the end of the day. You'll sit around and you'll just end up wasting time. Every time you're getting high, it's time you're taken away from doing something that would be productive. I gotta tell you, when my channel started doing well, after 6 years and of really grinding and putting in hard work, it's something that I love. That feeling when I got the overwhelming reception that YouTube can give you, that was better than any blunt I ever hit. Bars. And I know if I was a kid and someone told me that, I would have listened. But at the end of the day, apparently I do have a mental health disorder or a disease. I don't know what the fuck to call ADHD. As many times I want to deny it and say that it's not true, it is. I don't think my channel would be where it is today if I wasn't on Adderall. I really don't think so. I have a lot of like young people that watch this. I'm worried they're gonna see this video and they're gonna think that, oh, he's advocating for drugs, or if he's doing it, I'm gonna be fine. No. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. It's not gonna turn your brain to mush, but there's a lot more that you should be scared of. Imagine waking up and you've done nothing with your life. That's what drugs are. Just shut the fuck up.